Jax Wolfsong. The air in the dreaming glade tasted of pine needles and forgotten things. I, Jax Wolfsong, walked its paths not as a wolf, though the blood remembers, but as a weaver. Not of cloth, but of sleep. For generations, my kind have tended the dreams of the sleeping world, ensuring the nightmares don't spill over into waking life. It's a quiet existence, mostly. A careful sorting of images and emotions. Tonight, though, the usual gentle hum of slumber was fractured, replaced by a discordant thrum that settled like ice in my bones. The dreams were thinning, fraying at the edges, like old tapestries. Old Man Tiber, the oldest of our kind, found it first. A complete unraveling. A child's dream, normally a swirl of color and wonder, was simply gone. Not a nightmare, not a bad dream, but nothing. A void. Then another and another. The thinning wasn't random. It followed a pattern, a dark ripple spreading outward from the heart of the waking world. A single city, Viridia, seemed to be the source. A city I hadn't been permitted to visit in decades, a place where the line between dream and reality had always been dangerously blurred. The council argued for days. Quarantine the affected dreams. Strengthen the barriers. But I knew, with a certainty that resonated deep within my wolf blood, that these were merely bandages on a mortal wound. Someone, or something, was deliberately stealing dreams. And if the dreams went, so too would go the hope, the imagination, the very soul of the waking world. I volunteered to go to Viridia, to find the source of the unraveling and stop it. It was a foolish, perhaps suicidal decision, but a weaver doesn't merely tend dreams. They protect them, at any cost. Viridia was a labyrinth of chrome and shadows, a city that breathed indifference. The dream thieves weren't what I expected. They weren't shadowy figures or monstrous entities, but sleek, emotionless automatons, harvesting dreams with cold, mechanical efficiency. They channeled the stolen dreams into a towering spire of black glass, a structure that pulsed with a stolen vitality. Each attempt to disrupt their operation was met with ruthless precision. The automatons were tireless, unfeeling, and seemingly impervious to any weaver's magic. I found myself relying on instincts I hadn't used in centuries. The cunning of the wolf, the swiftness of the shadow. The spire wasn't merely a storage container. It was a converter. The stolen dreams weren't being destroyed, but transformed into energy. A bleak, sterile power that fueled the city's endless expansion, its relentless pursuit of efficiency. And at the heart of it all, I found her. Not a machine, but a woman, a brilliant, driven engineer named Isolde Vance. She hadn't intended to steal dreams, not at first. She believed she was unlocking a new source of clean energy, solving the city's problems. But the dreams, they were addictive. The sheer power they yielded warped her vision, blinded her to the cost. Isolde refused to listen, convinced her work was for the greater good. The automatons, under her control, surrounded me. It wasn't a battle of magic, but of wills. I didn't try to destroy the spire, or to subdue Isolde. Instead, I showed her. I wove a dream, a small, simple dream, and forced her to experience it, the joy of a child laughing, the warmth of a loving embrace, the wonder of a starry night. She hadn't felt anything like it in years, lost as she was in her calculations and ambitions. For a moment, the coldness in her eyes flickered, and in that moment, I unleashed a wave of pure dream energy, not to destroy, but to overload the spire, to disrupt the flow, to sever Isolde's control. The spire shattered, releasing a torrent of stolen dreams back into the sleeping world. Viridia plunged into a momentary chaos, a city suddenly flooded with emotions it had long suppressed. Isolde, stripped of her power, was left reeling, but not broken. She looked lost, but also awakened. The automatons, no longer under her control, simply deactivated. The immediate threat was over, but the damage was done. The city would need time to heal, to rediscover the value of imagination and empathy. And I, Jax Wolfsong, would stay, a silent guardian, to help guide its recovery. I left Viridia months later, the city slowly rebuilding, its citizens cautiously embracing the power of dreams once more. The dreaming glade welcomed me back, the air tasting sweeter than I remembered. The thinning had stopped, the dreams restored. But the experience had changed me. I had seen the darkness that lurks within even the most brilliant minds, the seductive power of ambition unchecked by empathy. I was no longer simply a weaver, tending to the dreams of others. I was a reminder, a guardian, a silent sentinel against the forces that would steal the soul of the waking world. And I knew, with a certainty that resonated deep within my wolf blood, that my work was far from over.